Welcome to the Founder Shift. My name is Rochelle Leerling, for founders who build something real and are ready to scale without losing themselves in the process. Short episodes, no fluff, real shifts. Today I want to ask you a really big question, and I really want you to think about it. Think about your best year in business so far. I mean the one with the most revenue, with the most amazing clients, with the biggest numbers, big green numbers, You got the year? Great. Now, I want you to think about how you felt during the year. How did you really feel? How was the experience of the year? Because for most founders I talk to, they say that this year, the best year, business-wise, was the most exhausting, most stressful, the one that they're very relieved about that it's over. Of course, they were proud in the background and they're really happy that it happened because it also proved something, but they are very exhausted from this year. What I find really interesting about this topic is that we are taught that success is the reward, right? That the hard work pays off and then it gets easier. But honestly, it doesn't. And founders who tell me about their best financial year also tell me they had the worst personal year. It might not be that extreme for everybody, but more clients means more pressure, maybe a bigger team to pay, and the fear of it all falling apart. I had a client once said to me, every time, there's more profit, I also took on more responsibility. And that just felt, worse. He had to work harder. And he was describing his best year, right? It's a pattern. Because when growth comes, founders think that they have to do what got them here, doing more. They step in more, they work harder, they say yes longer, It is more and more and more for them. They can't slow down. They can't turn off their head on the weekend. The business grows, and basically it means that they have to suffer. Over time, without meaning to, the nervous system also says something about it, right? Overwork and success are definitely not what we want here. So a good year can also mean a hard year, that if the revenue goes up, it does cost you personally. It feels almost inevitable, right? That growth means sacrifice. But I don't think this is the way it should be. You've built this, the way of working that worked for you in the early phases, I always say, is not the same when you're scaling. And the pressure that comes with the early phase should not be the same when you're scaling. With every level you go up, it also comes with a more personal, next level, right? But resisting growth is not what we want here. We're not looking for, a problem to fix in terms of strategy. It's not about offering something new. It's not having a better sales process, but it's a way of working process that I see, that the business is growing, but the way you're running it is kind of like running against you. You haven't changed that. It's not about working less either. I want to be clear about that. The shift is that you can build a business without it being too absorbing, that you have to sacrifice yourself for it. You have to find a team, or you have to create a team that actually is able to hold the weight, a structure in the business that can actually scale. Golden hours that you should have to have protected time to work on the things that actually matter. Because the kind of success you want also comes with a different structure. And I've been saying this many times if you've been listening to this podcast. It requires a different way of operating than the one that got you here. And I mean your role specifically. So it should not feel like this best year should not feel like something you survived. If it did feel like that, then it's a signal that you really should change your structures. You need to grow differently. Okay, that's it for today. Connect with me on LinkedIn. Link is in the description. Send me a message and let me know what resonated for you. I'd love to hear it.